always say to America is be true to what you said on paper. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right. And so just as I say we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around, we aren't going to let any injunction turn us around. Well, I don't know what will happen now, but it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place, but I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will, and He's allowed me to go up to the mountain, and I've looked over, and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Hey, the Lorraine Hotel is the way he got assassinated?
Yes.
His room is his room's up there.
Lorraine Motel.
How much? 306. 306. See what the people lined up there? So that's like you're going through there.
Can we go through there?
Well, I think the museum is closed. They close at 5:30.
Next to the legitimate moral business, where investigators agree that the bullet that killed Dr. King was fired. We used the site of a tragedy.
Give me one.
Tells the story of the people, courage, sacrifice, determination. Today, service of productivity, right, that is active, and the creation of the message of the right.
They're actually next to that room. In fact, they're keeping 307 right now.
Yeah. 306. It's 307?
That's 306. That is 306.
Yeah, it's 306. That's just the window.
Your windows to the right.
Yeah.
See if I can do this without your hand.
Bye, y'all. See, Rich. My little son, Brandon, right here. What's down, little boy? What you doing, Woo? Mr. Richards.
Yes, it's me. You get it?
Oh, it's a video.
Yeah, it's video.
Even better. Send it to him.
Was that his car?
Yeah, I like taking pictures with video.
Assuming that's one of them.
You capture more. You get the sights, the sounds. So they videos a pain in the butt to edit and all that.
So I guess they're going to show you a video.
Yeah, they do. They gonna do that.
Scaffolding up there.
Yeah.
Because normally none of that's there.
No, that's not there. No.
You know, it's business as usual. That you go in there and you pay your money. You can go to all of these rooms. You can visit all the rooms. Everybody want to see the room where he lived in. You can go all the rooms, all of them.
That wind blowing
downtown?
too. And I tell you, when you out for a while,
Dragon chain, boy. I don't know what I would have done. I stay with the bus ride.
told you it's cold up. You can feel it.
Look.
It's a good thing the sun out. What if we had clouds? Well, you got a hoodie. It's good. Ain't that bad, man. You got a whole jacket on, man. What a hood. A hood and a hat. Zip that bitch up. I'm good with mine on. See, this one warmer though. I wish we'd have switched. Yeah, I'm cold.
That wasn't that long ago.
Walking all on these. Hey, I got you on ya. About to run into people. Look at you. Excuse me, baby. Oh, video. Come on.
So we got another party. Shout out to the NAACP, what up?
That's all. Sit right there.
Years ago, we were down right here, Memphis, Tennessee, on the balcony of Lorraine Motel, National Civil Rights Museum. So glad you can be with us.
It is my honor to introduce this morning the Secretary Treasurer of AFSCME, Elisa McBride. Put your hands together.
Cold out here.
Morning. I am a man. I am a human. Treat me with respect and dignity. And they were joined by Martin Luther King, who on this day 50 years ago gave his life to our movement. We get rowdy and jump around so we can stay warm. I promise you that. But let's start our morning appropriately with an invocation. Please welcome Rabbi Sharon Kleinbaum to the stage. Give us onions. And Moses, the visionary, said, "Do not despair. Do not despair. There is a promised land, even if you and I have never seen it. The promised land exists not because we have known it, but because we have faith and we see it in our minds and our hearts and our vision.
Whether it's good times or bad times, let's stay together. Well, let's stay together. Together we'll win.
And although our fight is not easy, we know that together, all of us, we shall overcome. We all shall overcome. We will and we must overcome. Are you ready to fight for the dream? Are you ready to fight, brothers and sisters? Stay strong, brothers and sisters. May God bless you.
There you go.
So I still always gotta work.
I was born by the river.
Sing, girl.
In this little town.
Sing, girl.
Oh, just like that river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long, beyond the sky. It's been a long, a long time coming. If we don't stand for something, and if we don't come together and stand for something, we'll fall for anything. And I just want you to sing this refrain for me. I'm gonna say, just stand up for something, don't fall back for nothing. And you say, if we don't stand for something, we'll fall for anything. Can you guys do that with me? Just stand up for something, don't fall back for nothing. If we don't stand for something, we'll fall for anything. Beautiful.
I'm going to tell you the same thing Dr. King told hundreds of sanitation workers and AFSCME members 50 years ago. Oh, something is going on and happening in Memphis today. Oh, something is happening in this world. The masses of people are rising up. Unions are rising up. Social justice activists are rising up. The LGBT community is rising up. Brothers and sisters, thank you. And y'all all have a blessed day.
California, R&B
Unleaded gas and can't buy unleaded water. 63 cents. 63 cents of every dollar is being spent on war. Nothing would be more tragic than for us to turn back now. And Memphis must stop being a tomb and become a resurrection. Memphis is the most impoverished metropolitan area in the country. Sanitation workers still don't have a living wage. In Tennessee, there are 1.4 million poor people, and 50% of all people make less than a living wage. Nothing would be more tragic than for us to turn back now. 200,000 people die every year, not just from police brutality, but from poverty and low wealth. And as long as a Fight for 15 worker like Ashley Cathy can be arrested and harassed in this city like she was yesterday for standing up for immigrants, nothing would be more tragic than for us to turn back now. When a country of immigrants is attacking immigrants, when Native Americans are seeing their lands poisoned, and poor white folk in Appalachia are being ignored, just like Coretta Scott King after his death. She refused to quit.
She traveled over 1,600 miles right after his death to keep the movement alive. And she told us that violence was more than just an assassin's bullet. She said poverty was violence. Ghetto housing is violent. The lack of a living wage is violent. Stealing culture is violent. Taking health care is violent. And then she said an apathetic attitude that doesn't do anything about it is also violent. Nothing would be more tragic than for us to turn back now. The Bible says, woe unto those who legislate evil and rob the poor of their rights. Jesus said, when I was hungry, did you feed me? When I was naked, did you clothe me? When I was sick, did you give me health care? We can't turn back now, but what we must do is we must turn up. We must turn up our fight. We must turn up our fight for love. Wait on the music. Y'all had y'all time. Give me mine. Cut that music off. We must turn up the fight for love and justice. We must turn up protest. We must turn up nonviolent action. We must turn up voter mobilization. We must turn up building among the poor. And then we must turn to one another and not on one another. If the same forces that are fighting health care also fight voting rights and fight living wages and fight is protected, we must turn it around until every person, regardless of their race or their creed or their color or their sexuality, is protected. We must turn it around until every person has health care and every child is lifted and loved and educated and every job is a living wage and every war is ceased and every poor person has subsistence and every wall is turned down and every immigrant is welcome and every racist neo-maniac, egomaniac from President Trump to the White House or Putin in the Kremlin is challenged in their place, sent home by nonviolent resistance, and we must challenge every lying preacher who tries to pray and sanction unjust leaders while those leaders are praying praying on the poor. We must turn this nation around until we are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Because nothing would be more tragic than for us to turn back now. Somebody say nothing would be more tragic.
Would be more tragic
than for us.
To
turn back.
To turn back. Now. Turn up.
I like him. Would you like to live in?
Yeah.